Okay, so I am now about 4 days out from the 1 year anniversary of being found in a coma. And it has been a thing, let me tell you. I'm incredibly blessed to be alive, and I know this, but it's still very difficult. We've been working, my endocrinologist, they did a C-peptide test, and it came back very low, but they said they couldn't even use that because my blood sugar was at 50 when they did the blood work, because it's a fasting blood test. They said it was just too low, like my pancreas wouldn't have been putting out insulin at that point. So we're lowering my insulin dose, but right now, honestly, I am dealing with an incredible amount of anxiety. We're coming upon the 1 year anniversary, and I'm freaked out all the time right now. So my blood sugar is running a little high. Therefore, I've kind of increased my insulin dose back to, a little bit higher. She's wanting me to get to 13 units, and then we'll be able to do another C-peptide test. And I was at 15, and things were not stabilizing very quickly on 15. Once I lower a unit, it takes a few days. But this kind of freaked me out. It was higher than it should have been because I'm under so much emotional turmoil right now. Just, it's hard. It's hard to think back and realize that a year ago I was sick. I was very sick, and we didn't know how sick. And then I had 3 days of throwing up, and then, coma. So there's a lot of anxiety and probably some PTSD going with that. But I'm going to tell you, I feel amazing. Some days I'm walking 3 miles a day. Like every day I'm doing my mile a day, but I have raised my insulin for the past few days. I'm trying to get that number in check. And I'm guessing that once we get past Saturday, which will be, on the 13th, that's the 1 year anniversary. I'm thinking once I get over that hurdle, because right now I'm just scared. I'm looking at everything. I'm checking my ketones because my numbers are high, checking my ketones, which are fine. But it's scary, and stress can very much affect your glucose numbers. Causes a cortisol dump and an adrenaline dump. Anyway, it just raises your blood sugar. It can. I'll tell you that I have given up coffee because caffeine was kind of spiking my numbers. And yes, it's difficult because I'm so meticulous with everything. I'm very meticulous, but I feel good. You take away the anxiety I've had for the past week or two. And part of that could be that a very dear friend of mine passed away, and which just, again, hit how final things can be. And so it's kind of all weighing heavily on me right now. But, I still have the most amazing people in my life, still have the most amazing family and the most amazing friends and colleagues. And so it's a trek. Today I did, to see if I could ease a little of this, I went to the dialysis center. I haven't had to be there in 10 months maybe, but I went there just to kind of reaffirm how far I've come. I see my nephrologist next week. I have blood work done today, but I had blood work done a couple of weeks ago, and my kidney function still looks strong, so I'm not really concerned about this. It's just a 6-month follow-up. So, twice in a year I've been DKA, once with a coma and then once for my birthday, so that was fun. But I feel good, and I'm trying to remind myself of that I've come so far and that God still got me. God pulled me through it, and I'm doing my part to, I'm not on Jardiance anymore, so I'm not on that medication that tried to take me out twice, and I'm not on anything in the same family. Basically, and my cholesterol is good now. I'm basically on insulin and glimepiride, which is supposed to stimulate insulin production in your pancreas. I am learning though that if my insulin does not stay in a cool, dark place, it's not very effective. And so when I open up a new one and use that, suddenly my blood sugar is fine again. So I can't put it back in the refrigerator. I had it in my bedroom, but my bedroom is really hot. Like that AC doesn't work very well in there. That's when I noticed it wasn't working well. But then I had it on my living room table, which is fine, except it gets very bright in here. It's not a dark place. So I'm wondering if that's part of the issue. So I'm starting a new pen tomorrow, a new insulin pen, and I'm keeping it in a cabinet that is very dark and cool. We'll see. There are lots of things that go into whether or not your insulin is working. But again, I am, 3 or 4 days out from the 1-year anniversary of being found in a coma, and I'm still incredibly grateful, and I feel amazing. I feel better than I felt in probably 3 years. So right now my prayers are just for my numbers to come back down, to get this anxiety off of me, because I've been freaked out for a couple of weeks, but it's to be expected. So for those of you keeping up with this, look, don't give up. I'm not even supposed to be alive right now, but here I am a year later. I feel good. I'm living my life. I'm making the best choices that I know how to make. I am doing all of my appointments, my follow-ups and everything. I'm not giving up on any of that. So anyway, there you go. Just a little, basically 1-year update.